It's Tuesday, the 9th of May, 2023. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's jump straight into it. Story number 1, Westpac yesterday outlined a $4 billion half-year profit, sending its share price up 2%. But, like the other banks, they've warned that profit margins have peaked.
It was a pretty good result for Australia's third largest bank and second largest home lender. Earnings for the 6 months to the end of March were up 22%. But its boss, Peter King, gave a warning that the impact of higher interest rates is starting to bite. He said Westpac's preparing for an increase in hardship levels. Like his counterparts at National Australia Bank and ANZ last week, King said home lending is extremely competitive. While the result is better than some analysts had expected, in part because Westpac has been able to keep a lid on costs, the net interest margin, that's the difference between what Westpac offers depositors and receives from borrowers, peaked late last year, although it does appear to have stabilised rather than falling sharply, hence its share price jumped 2% yesterday.
Sean, Westpac's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it had some pretty bad press a few years ago, which was all self-inflicted, mind you, after it had to pay big fines, big fines for breaching anti-money laundering rules. Is all of that kind of trouble over?
Pretty much. The bank's in a much better position. In a sense, the ship has been righted. Its balance sheet is stronger. It's almost through the process of simplifying the bank, having sold 9 different businesses. Profits higher, so as a dividend, all that's good. It kind of allows the bank to think more about the future and where it sits in the banking world rather than trying to redress the sins of the past. King says the future for the bank is all about doing better for customers. That's a goal. It has 3 main areas now: institution, business, and retail. That's what it's going to stick to.
Story number 2, Sean. On a scale of 1 to 10, just how excited are you about budget night tonight?
Look, 9.5.
Oh, so there's a little bit of room for improvement.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
So that costed about half a point.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I would say it is definitely the biggest night of the year in Canberra, and the budget night kind of speech is a big one, and cost of living relief is going to be kind of front and centre. But it's also going to be a redistribution budget, so kind of taking money from some programs to fund others.
There'll be plenty of devil in the detail of tonight's budget, Michael. The government has made it clear it needs to reprioritise some spending, so alongside winners, there'll also be plenty of losers. Now, there's about $17.8 billion being reprioritised over the next 5 years, including a big chunk from the Defence Department. On the spending side, yesterday, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the government will spend almost $2 billion over 4 years, giving more money to single parents. The single parenting payment will be paid until the youngest child turns 14, up from the current cut-off age of 8. There's money across the economy with a focus on energy prices, cost of living, healthcare, etc., etc. 7:30 tonight, we find out all.
You know what I think would get it from the 9.5 excitement out of 10 to 10 out of 10?
What's that?
Is if Jim Chalmers had like a bit of a sideshow going at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So when he's doing it, I don't know, someone is miming the budget or interpretive dance, the budget in interpretive dance.
Like it.
Wouldn't that be cool? That would be a guaranteed 10 from you. Story number 3, Sean. Business conditions eased last month but remain strong, but business confidence, which is different, has taken a tumble in recent months.
The National Australia Bank monthly business survey is considered a really good barometer of what's happening out there among companies. It's showing that trading conditions are just starting to turn a little bit, though they remain pretty good. Still above long-run averages. If you're in transport, utilities, mining, all things are going pretty well. Construction, definitely the weakest. That's now. Confidence about the future, though, isn't so good. It's worst in retail, wholesale, recreational and personal services, and finance, business and property. National Australia Bank Chief Economist Alan Oster yesterday said the confidence index was 0, meaning there's an equal number of firms optimistic and pessimistic. The other couple of interesting things from the survey: labour costs remain steady, that's good, and price growth has come off somewhat.
Story number 4, US President Joe Biden's approval slid to a career low in the latest opinion poll for ABC News and the Washington Post. It also shows the US leader lagging predecessor Donald Trump in early voter preferences for the 2024 election.
The percentage of those approving of Biden's performance fell to 36%, 6 points lower than February, according to the survey. Around 56% of respondents disapproved of his performance. 68% think Biden at 80 is too old for another term. On the question of whom voters prefer for 2024, only 44% viewed Trump, who will be 78 then, as too old. Participants also rated Trump's physical health and mental acuity higher and perceived the former president as having done a better job handling the economy when he was president than Biden has done so far this term.
All right, last one. Story number 5, Sean. Not good news for me and my fellow hermits, but the boss of IBM, Arvind Krishna, has said out loud what I think a lot of people probably suspected, that working from home could in fact be detrimental to your career.
And the irony is that IBM, which has a massive cloud computing business, has probably benefited from the rise of remote working. Krishna said he's not forcing any staffers to come into the office just yet, but those who don't will be hard-pressed to get promoted, especially into managerial roles. He said managing people is tough when you're out of the office because you just don't see your people enough. The debate seems to be coming down to some CEOs arguing that workers, particularly younger staff, need to be on site more often for learning and mentorship opportunities, while other experts say workers are happier and even more productive when they have the opportunity to work from home. There you go, Michael.
All right, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Tuesday, the 9th of May, 2023. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. If 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, the Amazon Echo smart speaker range comes with Alexa built in. Simply say, Alexa, play the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed podcast to catch the latest episode. You can grab yours now at amazon.com.au. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.